Hey guys, I was gonna walk you through it, that's why I'm talking right now in the video, but I was out of breath and you couldn't really hear me, so I'm just gonna do this voiceover. But we're gonna start at the top of our mat in mountain pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're gonna set our intention. We're gonna inhale, sit into chair pose. Gonna be bending both legs, sitting as low as you can. Want to keep a straight back. We're going to exhale, release, and fold over our legs. Then we're going to inhale, and we're going to step back into plank pose. And we're going to exhale, lower down, and then push up to upward facing dog. Then push those hips back into downward facing dog. Take a moment in our down dog. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to rise our right foot in the air, bring knee to nose, then step between our hands. We're going to rise to warrior one. That right leg, we want it bent, right knee bent, and your left leg as straight as possible. And we're going to bring our hands back down to the mat, kick that leg back. We're going to lower down to the mat, hovering and push up into upward facing dog. Then push those hips back into downward facing dog. We're going to do it to our left leg now. So left leg into the air, then knee to nose, then step between your hands. Bring it up into warrior one. Just a reminder, you want to have now the left knee bent and that right knee, right leg as straight as possible. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to bring your hands back down. Kick that foot back, lower down to the mat. Push up into upward facing dog. Push those hips back into downward facing dog. That was like a salute to the sun. I'm going to do it again, but add a little more. Knee to nose. Step between your hands. You're going to rise into warrior one. Sure you're bending into that knee as much as you can, with the other leg straight. Place our hands down to the ground. We're gonna flip over to wild thing. So that right foot is gonna come behind us. We're gonna step on our tippy toes. And right hand is just gonna swing over. We're gonna open our chest. You don't have to do this if it's too much, but you could try. We're gonna step our foot back. And we're gonna reach that right hand up into the air. And then we're gonna come up off the ground. And we're gonna put weight into that right foot and we're gonna take off and fly. I'm trying to balance as much as you can on that right foot and this little twisted thing we got going on. And we're going to bring that foot down to meet the left foot to meet our right foot. We're gonna fold over our legs. We're gonna inhale, halfway lift. We're gonna exhale, push back into plank pose. Lower down, and then push up to upward facing dog. Push back into downward facing dog. I'm going to do that to the left side now. Left leg in the air, knee to nose. Place between your hands. We come up to warrior one. Take a deep breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Place your hands back to the ground. Now we're going to flip over. Do wild thing. Pushing those hips up. Again, if this is too much, you do not have to do it. Then we're going to lower the hips back down and flip back over. Our foot is going to be in between our hands, and we're going to twist it out right here. Left hand in the air. Sorry, I can't talk. Then we come up off the ground, and we're going to shift that weight into our left foot, and we're going to take flight. You could bring that right hand to the floor if you need help balancing. Left hand is going to be reaching up into the air. We want to open our chest as much as we can. And we place that foot down to the ground to meet our other foot. And we inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. We're going to push back into plank. We're going to lower down, hovering, push up into upward facing dog. Then we're going to push back into child's pose. Place our knees to the ground. Our chest is going to be like on our thighs, kind of. And we're going to bring it up. Just did that for a second just to catch our breath. We're going to turn around on our butts. We're going to lower down slowly, controlled. Well, it wasn't really that controlled, but then we're going to bring a left knee into the chest, just kind of hug it. We're going to straighten out the leg, and we're going to be pulling our leg to our chest as much as you can without bending your knee. So as you can see, mine is not that close to my chest, so if this is as far as you could go, that's as far as you could go. If you could grab the top of your foot, that's awesome. I cannot. I'm not that advanced yet, but if you are, you could grab the top of your foot, or like the bottom of your foot, I should say, and pull back there. But I'm using my thigh because that's where I could reach. Then we are going to do this half baby pose, where you just grab the inside of your foot, and your knee is going to be bent, and you're just going to hold this. Now we're going to release that foot, bring in the right foot to your chest, hug it in, and then let's do the same thing we did to the left side. Again, I'm holding like my thigh part because that's what feels good to me, but you can hug your calf, hug the foot. Well, not like hug it, but like pull it in. I'm doing my thigh once again. I'm repeating myself over here. Make sure you're breathing through this too. Then we're going to bring it into half baby pose. Happy baby pose. Sorry, my bad. And then we're going to bring both of our knees in and give it a little hug. Then we're going to do the full happy baby pose. You can move side to side here, whatever feels good. The point of this pose is to kind of get your thighs, like your knee, like the top of your thigh, to be touching the ground. great for your hips and your pelvis and whatever. I like this stretch. I don't know why. Then we're going to release. And we're going to come into like this butterfly, diamond, whatever you want to call it, pose with our feet pushed together. And our knees are going to flop open. You're going to place one hand to your chest and the other hand to your belly. We're going to take a couple deep breaths. So you want to inhale, fill up your stomach, feel it expand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this moment, you just kind of want to pay attention to your breath and try to control it. And just kind of count to yourself. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 4, 5. You can also just have both of your hands on your belly. Take this moment to really appreciate yourself for taking the time to do something for your body. Notice how your body might feel different than what it did when you first started. Then we're gonna kick our legs out and our hands are gonna come to the side. And we're just gonna lay here. Try not to think of anything. You have to no longer focus on your breathing, just breathe regularly. And just take a moment of silence. And then little by little, you could wiggle your fingers, wiggle your feet, come back. And we're gonna sit up. I feel like that's one of the hardest poses. I feel like there's a lot of pretzel poses that are really hard, but sitting still and not thinking is really, really hard. But thanks for joining me. Have a great day or night or whatever. Bye.